Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we're dropping down from Konya village and we're heading down towards the main Limassol roundabout. And you may have noticed that the sky, well, it's a little bit grey. We've got a bit of a mist coming in off the sea. It's not dust like it was the week before last. This is like a mist, and it's quite nice actually. It's like having aircon on permanently, and there's like a misty dampness that's coming in off that blue Mediterranean Sea. Although the sea, to be honest, is not that blue today, that's for sure. And of course, neither is the sky. But this is what they forecasted for the next couple of days, and we're having the odd shower or two as well. So if you are in downtown Paphos on your holidays, please accept our apologies, because well, this is probably not what you came for. This is probably not what you were hoping for. But as you can see, there's some flowers there which are all abud, and they do believe it's the darling buds of May, that's for sure. And Zeta Jones is coming into town very, very soon, and so is Michael Douglas, so they say. Only joking. There we are, Alpha Mega Supermarket. That is on our right hand side, and there's a new building. Well, it's not new, but it's been done up and refurbished. A strange looking building, but quite an ornate looking building, and when it's finished, that's going to be the new Goodies, which is a Greek takeaway, like a McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and every other kind of takeaway all rolled into one. So that's what that's going to be there on the left hand side, and they're forecasting that it's going to open up in and around about August, so probably it'll be ready for the new year, because normally when you're building things and doing those kind of things, they fall behind schedule. Coming up here, well, if your name's Miss Andrea and Mr. Mart and you like a bit of McDonald's, that could be the place for you to go. And that's the new mall that's opened. It was formerly the original Paphos mall, then it closed down in about 2012. Now it's reopened and it's now called the Neon Mall of Paphos. Basically, it's a giant super DIY home centre and a budget French clothes shop. Although the jeans and the t-shirts in there for the prices are not too bad. If you want a pair of jeans for about 20 euros, you can get a pair in there. If you want a blue t-shirt with no branding on it for about 6 euros, you can get one in there. So you never know, I might pop in and buy one or two. If you want a Hyundai, well, or a Volvo, by the way, they are a cross-pollination car dealership. So if you want one of those electrified Hyundais or an electrified Volvo or a normal combustion engine one, that's the place for you to go. This is the former home centre DIY coming up on our left-hand side, and that's now closed. And the rumour has it that they're going to knock it all down and they're going to build a 27-storey skyscraper. So if you're looking for that perfect apartment with that perfect view, that could be the place for you. So we're coming up to the former Debenhams, because that's what this was called, okay? Before it closed down and became the ERA Superstore, it was Debenhams. So until the day I die, probably, which is not going to be tomorrow, much to the annoyance of some people, but this is going to be called the former Debenhams roundabout. If you were to go left, you'd go into Yerskipu, and if you were to go right, you'd head in towards the municipality area of Paphos, where all the, well, lots of the government buildings are, and the man who is the number one, Padonis the mayor, he hangs out in that part of town as well, except around lunchtime, because that's when he goes to one of the tavernas and gets himself a bite to eat. Now we're going to head straight. So if you're one of the girls on the show, if your name is Lady so sweet Caroline, perhaps Dame Anne, Miss Maggie, Miss Nessie, and a few others to name but a few, this is the road down to paradise, the Tree Line Avenue. And when we come out at the end, well, we'll be in downtown Paphos, and we'll be heading out towards the Passidonis Avenue, which is the hotel's road, and I'll take you for a little mosey on down and to see what it's like in the harbour area in the third week of April on a rather, what should we call it actually? It's like a misty, chilly, dampish day. Although the temperature, if you're curious to know, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean, you got a cat that you sold from downtown Paphos a while back called Miss Daisy, and a dog called Bobo. The temperature today, that was a bit of a pothole, wasn't it, is in and around about 20 degrees. So we're not doing too bad temperature-wise. We've just lost the blueness Although one thing's for sure, Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue. So get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy, because I promise you, Cyprus, and in particular Paphos, is quite simply waiting for you. We're trying to avoid these manholes because they're set about 2 or 3 inches too low, so when the wheels hit them you get a bit of a clonk, that's for sure. So please forgive the zigzagging along the road. And again, I warn you, as you drive around Paphos, whether you've hired a car, borrowed a car, stolen a car, or perhaps someone's loaned you a car, stick to the speed limits, because those boys in blue, guess what? Yes, Mr. Benjamin, all the way from uptown Scotland, they are waiting especially for you. There's a cut from on the other side of the road. Yep. Looks like they're going hunting for lunch, to be honest. Late morning if you're curious to know what time of day it is. So if you're a policeman in Cyprus and around that time, you start planning your lunch. Yeah, here's a couple of lunatics coming up on one of Maria's electric scooters. In fact, there's 3 of them. No, 4 of them. Mum and dad and 2 children. There you go. There's no sense whatsoever, is there? Hopefully they get back safely, that's for sure. So here we are. This is the Cape of Paphos little roundabout, and we're going to go straight. So as the girls understand, we're going to head into downtown paradise. Once we cross this little threshold here, that's it. Cape of Paphos is where we are. And we're going to join the Paphos Avenue, which in plain simple English is the hotel's road. We're going to pass 1 or 2 hotels as we go down here, by the way. This is the Veronica Hotel coming up on the left-hand side. It's what's called a bit of a budget hotel. I don't like that word, but it's quite affordable, shall we say. And quite a few people have stayed there, and they say it's not too bad. The food's not too bad. And of course, it's pretty close to the promenade and harbour area. On the left-hand side now is the Avanti 4-star hotel. Not quite a beachside hotel, but of course you've only got to walk through that hotel there, which is the Olympic Lagoon Resort, and you are on the beachfront of Paphos, and you get to feast your eyes and digest on the blue Mediterranean Sea, although today it's not quite that blue. So Paphos Avenue, this is the hotel's road. On the left-hand side now you've got the Ampura Resort, and they've got a rather nice little cafeteria, wine bar-ish thing in the back garden, and we sat there a couple of weeks ago. Time goes, doesn't it, with Lady so sweet Caroline, and of course her man, her partner in crime, the one and only Lord Nigel Big Guns, and we were graced with the presence of the superstar known as Miss Ellie. There we are. Anesthesia Restaurant Bar Beach Club, and that's their car park. And I warn you, if you go into that car park, don't forget to pay at the meter, although I think you have to use a smart app to pay now. Otherwise the little Gumbaros in blue, they'll be whizzing around on little scooters and they're going to book you. That's the Amavi 5-star luxury resort, and of course if your name is Joe Cox with a beautiful wife called Miss Julie, that's where you checked into, and you're going to check in again next November, December, aren't you, as well? Yep. This hotel now on the left, Alexander the Great Hotel, doesn't need much of an introduction. The girls know that is the greatest hotel probably in downtown Paphos. Now you've got the Amara Spa and luxury 5-star beachside hotel, and just down yonder, I've not been down here for a couple of days, but there was some big diggering going on, so let's go and have a look and see what's going on. Now there's cars going through because I can see that they are going through, so let's go with the flow and follow them. Main entrance on the left to the Amara Hotel, and as we go rightish here, that is the very start of Bar Street that you see, and there's the Keg and Barrel, and as you work your way down you get to Bubbles Bar, and you've got the Notorious Bar and various other bits and bars. So here we are. You can see the temperature can't be too bad because there's plenty of tourists walking around in shorts and t-shirts, and as you can see there's some bloody big diggering going on this road as well. What's going on in the world, I don't know. All the big diggering seems to be going on at the same time, and it doesn't seem to me to be that clever, but obviously we understand, without trying to criticise the mayor and all the people who are involved, it's EU money, and if you don't take the money before the deadline you lose the money, so that's the problem. Here we are. We're coming to the crescendo, the end of the Paphos Avenue, and that there is the Cape of Paphos Promenade, and there's still some big diggerings going on down there by the looks of it as well. Improvements all over the place. For Donis the Mayor, he has promised us that by mid-May, all of the improvements to the harbour and all of the improvements to the promenade area will be complete, and there will be as little disturbance to people's holidays as possible, although there will be some big diggering going on in the back streets and that kind of stuff. Deborah was asking the other day about the road by Papa Antonio, or more precisely to the Basilica Resort. Well, they are rapidly finishing that road off, by the way, and the rumour has it that in about another 6 weeks it will be passable. What that actually means, well, I don't know, but passable. So one assumes that you'll be able to drive down it if you're in a tank, and probably be able to walk down it in Wellingtons or something like that, but who knows. Buzz Pub, owned by a guy called Mr. Marios, very popular pub, puts sports on and all those kind of things, and as we can see there's a bit of gridlock because there's some big diggering going on and people just don't seem to understand where they're going. It's very confusing, isn't it, because you've come down to do some work, as that van up front has, and now he can't get to where he wants to get, I would assume. So pure panic sets in. Now he's going to jump out and go and have a chat and see if perhaps he can move some bollards to get down there. He's on his phone. He's telling them that he's arrived and how do I get to my destination. There we are. Pyramus Hotel had a lick of paint, and they've been knocking 7 bells out of its front foyer. If you remember, there used to be a bar on there. Well, they've knocked all that down, and they're going to be putting a new facade onto it, so we're told. And right in front of us now, that is the Sofiana Resort and Spa. Very, very popular hotel indeed. And we're going to take a bit of a wiggle this way, because obviously we want to try and get you down to the harbour. Look at that, another black S-Class. There we are, a man with impeccable taste. So we're now to the side of this Sofiana Resort and Spa. You've got this entrance and the newer entrance. If you understand, it's a resort that's rapidly expanded, so it's got 2 entrances, although they prefer you to go in through this entrance, I think. You go and damage your alloy wheels. There we are. Shows he's not that clever a man, but there we go. He's obviously got a fare to pick up, I suppose. So let's keep going, and again I apologise for the weather. As you can see, it's a little bit grey, but we'll keep going this way, and slowly but surely we're going to get down to the downtown Paphos Harbour, and you're going to see just how grey it is today, unfortunately. That up there is the viewing point. If you look to the left now, there's 1 or 2 people up there. If you go up this Paphos skywalk, and if you keep then walking off-road for a bit, you get to that platform and you get to see a great view down back to the harbour area and across that blue Mediterranean Sea. Although today it's a little bit grey. A little bit like the North Sea if your name's Miss Andrea and Mr. Martin. You're wandering around in downtown Norfolk. So we're joining the main inner ring road, and we're going to take a left because you can only go left. It's a one-way, if you understand me. And over in the distance is the grey building known as the Paphos Mall. So we're going to come up to the Paphos Mall roundabout, and then we're going to take a left, and we're going to start our descent towards the downtown Paphos Harbour area. So stick with us for a little bit longer, because that's where we're heading, the harbour. Let's go and see what's going on. Let's go and see if people are still happy to walk around, because as I say, the temperature is not too bad at all. Stick with us. Here we go. A lot of traffic on the road at this time of day. It's starting to crescendo up towards the lunchtime area. People like to whiz around at this time of day, getting all their last bits and bobs done before they pick up the kids or pick up the husband or the wife and then whiz home and of course get their lunch. We're going to take a left here at the Paphos roundabout, Paphos Mall roundabout that is, by the way, and we're going to transcend under the Paphos skywalk. Like I say, it's not the greatest thing in the world, the skywalk. It's a steel structure and we're going to go underneath it, but if you're in Paphos, it's only going to take 10-15 minutes. Why not go and have a quick walk on it, because the rumour has it that in the next year or so that they're going to put turnstiles and they're going to start to charge, so at least you can say you've gone and done it for free. So that can be a little notch on your belt, shall we say. So this road now takes us straight from the Paphos Mall straight down to the Paphos Harbour. If you were going to walk it, let's say 10 to 15 minutes, and there's plenty of watering holes along the way. and quite user friendly. You know, if you've got pushchairs or perhaps a wheelchair or a mobility scooter, it's not too bad. You should be able to circumnavigate it, that's for sure. But it's looking a bit depressing, isn't it? Well, there's lots of people walking around with smiles on their faces, lots of people walking around in shorts and t-shirts, so you understand that the temperature is not bad at all. It's just this mist that is coming in across the Mediterranean Sea, and I think it's coming from Israel, so I read somewhere, and it's going to last for a couple of days, and then of course it's going to vanish and the blueness will return, and we're pretty sure that we're going to rapidly head into the summer season and the temperatures are going to rapidly ramp up, that's for sure. Now this street here is pretty famous for property sellers, estate agents, so if you're looking for somewhere to buy in Paphos, probably this will be a street that you will frequent. You've got Westcoat's, probably the biggest property seller, and then you've got Fitzgerald's, a very, very popular one, a small, been at it a long time, got a great reputation. You've got Leptos coming up here, one of the big developers on the left hand side, and this is the temporary bus terminal on our right hand side. And now technically, I'm pretty sure you understand that we are in the harbour area, and if you want to go and rent one of these electric scooters, that's Marika there hanging out. There she is. Give her a toot toot. She's giving us a smile and a wave, so she's not having too bad a day, that's for sure. And this is the downtown Cape of Paphos Harbour, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed it's pretty busy, so the weather doesn't seem to be dampening the events. And the sea, to be honest, is pretty calm. It doesn't seem very chopsy, because like I say, this is weird weather, and it's not cold. There's just like this air-conditioned vibe in the air, and to be honest, it's quite nice if you're Mr. Paul, because I have air conditioning on pretty much everywhere in every car I ever travel in, and much to the annoyance of Marika, I have the aircon in the bedroom, well, from January through till December, as she says. So there we go. Let's take a left. Let's try not to run anyone over. As you can see, it's very, very busy indeed, isn't it? It really, really is. We'll let these people cross because they haven't realised. They're just meandering around, enjoying their day, and why not? So slowly but surely we'll work our way through these people, and we will head out to the main car park to the rear and see just how busy it is. The restaurants don't seem to be doing too well though. I can see that there's an awful lot of empty tables and an awful lot of empty chairs, but like I say, it is just before lunch, so we wish them luck, and hopefully they're going to get busier and busier. So this is the car park to the rear of the restaurants. So again, if you're in a car and the main car park over there is full, why not venture around the back here? Because even though there's some big diggering going on, it's still a big vast expanse, as you can see, and you can park up and then cut through to where the restaurants and the bars are. So I want to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, click subscribe. Want to come back for a little bit more of my madness, and of course if you want to help the channel to grow, go through to our about page where you could consider to click on the buy me a coffee icon and buy us a coffee or two. Very much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next one. That sea looks quite nice, to be honest, and that's the Paphos Castle to my left. Thanks for watching, and of course we'll see you very soon.